Good. Let's hear it.
I'm afraid that this is the beginning of the end. Our life is going to turn into a living hell. We'll be just like all the people we've seen suffer. The terrorists will continue. We can't stop them. We have too many enemies. We've brought this on ourselves. Everyone hates us because we're Americans, we're rich, we have freedom. I might lose my life, my limbs, my kids, my grandkids. I might never see them again. We're just at the beginning of the attack. Wait till they start chemical warfare.
How many of you are familiar with this thinking? Would you raise your hands? How many of you are not familiar with this thinking? So everyone's familiar with this kind of thinking. What I noticed one day, that all thoughts are recycled. That I was being breathed and I was being thought. So when a breath comes in, I don't go, oh, not that one, not that one. I'll breathe this one, this one, this one, but I won't breathe that one. Don't want that one. The same with thoughts. The same with thoughts. Don't want that one, don't want that one, like that, and don't like that one. So we've got this thing running in. I choose that. Oh, no, I don't choose that, but here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Here it comes, huh, honey? Here it comes, goes bump in the night. So it's as though we're victims. We've been stricken with this endless, hopeless suffering, this fear. Would you read it again?
I'm afraid that this is the beginning of the end.
So let's look one thought at a time. This is the beginning of the end. Can you absolutely know that that's true?
No.
Where did you find that answer?
This other place that's not afraid.
How do you react when you think the thought, this is the beginning of the end?
Well, I get really scared and sad.
And then where does your mind go? How do you react when you think the thought? Where does your mind travel when you think the thought, this is the beginning of the end?
Well, then it sort of like accelerates scary thoughts.
Yeah.
Who I'll never see again.
This is because the job of mind is to prove it's right. That's its job. It's a seeker. So I have the thought, this is the beginning of the end. I have to deny everything else that I see as a mind. And I have to be very selective because my mind is to prove I'm right. Does this thought bring peace or stress into your life?
Oh, it's a very stressful thought.
Without that thought, who would you be in your life?
Oh. Someone who can enjoy things.
That's really nice because there are a lot of things to enjoy.
Yeah, there are.
But only in reality. Reality and your story about reality don't match. Reality is always kinder. Reality is kinder, but only always. Because reality is candle burning flowers. And if that's not enough, you have clothes, children, grandchildren. Reality right here is really fine. It feels much nicer than the trip you just took into the end of the world, the beginning of the end. So what I am learning from you, and I see you as an expert, is with the thought you experience the stress as though two planes have hit your building and you collapse. And without the thought, you stand. So what can the beginning or end ever have to do with your peace, for your happiness? How can anything happening be responsible for your stress or your peace? How would you turn that around? What happened is the beginning of the end. Turn it around.
Well, what happened is the end of the beginning. I'm not sure what that means.
Well, feel it. It's your work. I see it brings laughter to your face.
Yeah. And the end of the beginning. Well, it's something new is happening. It's the end of that. That thing actually is ended. That happened Tuesday. I mean,
Wow.
I feel funny saying that.
Well, you're a traitor to suffering. You're not going to be very popular in the world. You're going to be very happy. But not a lot of friends. But when you're happy, do you care?
Actually,
and when they're sad, who's there first? You? Because you're not tired and depressed and sick and full of pills. You understand. Would you be without the story? A vibrant listener at 90, at 100. Because you're not war-torn. Mm-hmm. There's no terrorist attacking you inside. Cause. A thought appears. This is the beginning of the end. That's the thought. And without investigation, I'm war-torn. I'm innocent. It was just a thought. It was just a thought. It bombed me until I can meet it with unconditional love. In other words, until I can stand with it as a friend. I'm going to fear it. You know, you look at someone and think, boy, that's a rough-looking dude. And you want to cross the street when you see him coming. But then you meet him at a party, you go, whoa, I didn't know you were the minister at the church next door. I really like you. Well, thoughts are like that. We dodge them. We avoid them because we don't know how to meet them. We don't know how to meet terrorists. Our government should just sit down and talk to these terrorists and get it all squared away. You sit down and talk with your terrorist, just get it all squared away. We're not in government. What government does that leave us to deal with? Our own. The ruling committee. The House. The Senate. You want the president to listen? Listen. Let's hear your next thought.
Our life is going to turn into a living hell.
Our lives are going to turn into a living hell. Can you absolutely know that that's true? Can you know that that's true? Is that true?
No. So far, it hasn't.
I would go with that. It's reality. If a bomb hits tomorrow, I'm having a good life now. If the bomb hits tomorrow, a lot of people are going to be relieved because it's easier than what they've been dealing with. Bombs are kinder than what we bomb ourselves with and don't understand how to deal with. How do you react when you think this thought?
Well, it's a very despairing. I feel despair.
So, what would your life be like without that thought?
I mean, I'd just be available, I think, for whatever's around me and whoever's around me and myself. And
that's really sweet because there are people around you. And flowers and dogs and cats and trees. But when we're attached to that story, we rarely notice.
Yeah.
They lose their meaning in our war zone. We're focused. Can you turn that one around?
Our lives will become a living heaven.
That's my experience. The worst thing that ever happened to me, ever again, is an uninvestigated thought. That's the worst that has ever happened to anyone. Like children believing everything you hear. Like babies. Innocence. This is the beginning of the end. Huh? baby. Wake the baby. Have mercy. Write it down. Put it up against inquiry and go to cause. Go to source. End it. And wait for the next one. Thoughts. They're like strangers coming to your door, and you shut the door and you pull the curtains. Or like children just waiting to be heard. Just waiting to be understood. The next thought
will be just like all the people we've seen suffer.
I am.
I am like all the people I've seen suffer.
Yeah. The people who have lost their loved ones are suffering more than you are. Can you really know that that's true? Suffering is suffering. I don't care if they have a lot and I have a little. Let me deal with this little. For all I know, it's more than their suffering. Pain is pain. Take care of it. Sit with your beautiful self. The way you're doing now, you do this very well. Let's look at the next one. Let's make friends with the next one.
The terrorists will continue. We can't stop them.
The terrorists will continue. Can you absolutely know that that's true? And those of you in a lot of fear, I'm not saying that it is not true. I haven't come here to teach you anything. I come with 4 questions. Let me look at your thinking. So this is very frightening for some of you, but just breathe. I know it's a question. Keep your answer. It's okay. You can't do this work wrong. The terrorists will continue. Can you absolutely know that that's true?
I absolutely can't know that that's true.
How does it feel when you think that thought? And you don't have a direct line to the Pentagon. You have no clue what's going on. Dan Rather.
I feel really, like there's this hopelessness with those 2 thoughts. The terrorists will continue. We can't stop them. It's very hopeless.
In other words, your terror continues?
Yes.
The terrorists continue. Mm-hmm. Does this thought bring stress or peace into your life?
It brings stress.
Who would you be without it? Maybe it just came. Maybe it's just a little visit. These thoughts are as old as time. They are time. I am woman. I am woman. There are terrorists in the world. You see, it makes time. Thoughts strung together make time. No thought, no world. And it's a beautiful world when you have worked through the nightmares. There aren't that many, you know. And there's no choice. You're either investigating the way you're doing or attaching to them. No choice. You have the thought, well, I'll be investigating forever. Not my experience. But I know there's no choice. We're either attaching to them, believing them, seeing them as an enemy, as terrorists, or we're investigating. We're meeting them with unconditional love. Love is the power. You think if you really loved, really pure love, unconditional love, that's the answer. Meet your thoughts that way. You don't need people for it. Sit with you. Meet that. Because every thought that is an enemy of yours, you try to shut it up. Have you noticed it just comes back? But if you try to shut it up, then when you meet the world, you meet people, then they're going to say what you don't want to think, what you've been trying to shut up, then you have to shut them up. And if they keep saying what you didn't want to think, then you have to divorce them or something. You have to do with them what you did with the thoughts. And this is the best way we've known how to do it. And it's kind, because it's the best we could do. But I say love is the way. I say it because it's my experience. Who or what would you be without this thought?
I'd be happy.
I can bring a lot of tears to your eyes, honey. I work with little children like you. Little children, we call them 5 and 6 years old, you know, and think, why didn't someone tell me it was so simple? You are the key to your heart. I love that you understand how to deal with a terrorist.
Thank you.
Welcome. So let's hear the next thought.
We have too many enemies.
We have enemies. Is that true?
I think it is.
That's what they say.
I mean, it seems that way. If people come and blow up our buildings, it seems like we have enemies.
That's what it seems like. How do you react when you think the thought we have enemies? And I'm not saying we don't have enemies.
Well, I get scared. I get really scared.
So, who would you be without that thought? United States has enemies.
I'd be peaceful.
Yeah. You know, the wording I like for that is those people are our enemies. Turn it around.
Those people are our friends.
If I turn it around literally where I went with it, is those people are not my enemies. Those are confused people. No one would ever harm a human being if they were not confused. Do you have children?
Yes.
Have you ever raised your voice to them?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever have the thought, what am I doing? What's the matter with me?
Oh, yes.
Well, maybe they're just like that. Confusion is the only suffering. Those people are my enemy. Turn it around. I
am my enemy.
I'm my enemy, and the moment I see them as my enemy, I'm deluded. The way that I know that is it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. It feels off. It feels like there's an enemy. I think churches call it evil or something, you know? It's like this feeling. It's off balance. We're like harmonic. And if we have a thought we haven't investigated, it throws the melody off. And if we investigate, it moves us back in, and that's the power of truth, your truth. If you sit with this, they are my enemy. And you turned around, I am their enemy. Or I am like my children's enemy. And where am I an enemy? And go into your life and see all the things you oppose and all the things you bomb verbally and mentally when they're in your way. We make our little dents. Familiar? Is there anyone here not following this? I work with that. I work with that. And then when I can stop being an enemy to just the people in my life, just those people in my life, just the ones I gossip about, when I can stop being their enemy, you got it?
Yeah. I would like to stop being an enemy to the man that I live with.
Yes, honey. Because it hurts you when you're an enemy. But you keep bombing him. You keep bombing. You keep bombing. Stop it. Just stop it. We'll stop when you do. You know those terrorists that hit buildings, they'll stop when you do. You know? They have, they stop them. Their confusion took them straight into a building. We get to watch it and see what we can learn from that. About, I am the enemy, but not for the whole world. Let me just deal with my family, my husband, my children. Just let me work with that. Put me in Washington, I know what to do. Well, just let me do the dishes at home. If this work isn't making sense to you, it's because this work is 4 questions, and they don't say, answer me. What I notice with people is they try to figure out what's going on, and it cannot be done. When you hear the question, if you go inside for the answer, then you can experience this work. But I tell you truly, you can't figure this out. Because we're not going on the outside to understand something, we're going on the inside, and we're having an experience. Children would say, you don't listen, and I would go out and I would argue with them. I would attack them. What do you mean? What do you mean I don't listen? I'm your mother. I always listen to you. I've been your mother all these years. I listen. I love you. Attack, attack, attack. You know what I'm saying is shut up. Listen to me. I'm telling you the truth. And then one day I found this work, and one of them said, Mom, you don't listen. And rather than going out to attack, to bomb them, I went in. I don't listen. Is it true? And I got still. They were right. They were right. They were right. I don't like that. And in the next moment, I loved that. It was my freedom. I got to meet my children for the first time. I began to listen. They were right. They're great teachers in my home. So I didn't go out. I went in. I can't change the world, but I can begin with me. Let's look at the next one.
We've brought this on ourselves.
So the United States is responsible for this. And I'm not saying we're not. We're responsible for this. Can you absolutely know that it's true?
No, I don't really know.
How do you react when you think that thought? And what happens to your love of country when you think the thought?
I feel ashamed.
So much for love of country. So much for love and respect for mankind and their idea of how to bring freedom to people. We just trash it when we think that thought. How does it feel? Does that thought bring stress or peace into your life?
Stress.
Who would you be without the thought? This country brought it on. We brought it on.
Well, I would be, I think, somehow freer. Something.
My thought was less guilty.
Yeah.
Maybe someone living in a world doing the best that they could and understanding that we all are. Have you done the best that you could do? Go inside. Have you done the best that you could do?
I would say I have. I mean, it's sometimes been woefully wanting, but I have done the best that I can.
That's it. That's the only honest answer I could find. Because the past is over. Did I do the best I could do? It doesn't matter how deluded I was. Yeah, I did. I did. That's all I was capable of at the time. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe those people, those other people, maybe they're just like you. And for me, I dropped the maybe. As we realize our self-realization. We've worked with the projector, it realizes, and in that, it projects a kinder world. Understanding. The projector becomes kind. It's very love. It's love. Can you find a turnaround? Stay where you are. Don't move. You know, I don't want to rush you. Okay.
Well, I mean, the obvious one is we haven't brought this on ourselves. But I'm not sure about that.
We brought this on ourselves. Where's your proof?
I don't have any, but I don't know enough to have any.
Okay. So it gives you something to take a look at. If you don't have enough proof or enough information, how can you know we brought it on? In other words, the other could be just as true. Who knows? How do I bring on my own suffering? That's all I need to know, because it gives me something I can do. I can deal with this. But change the world, I can't. I proved that out. I tried for 43 years. They weren't listening. And today I'm grateful. So glad they didn't listen. Let's look at the next one.
Everyone hates us because we're Americans.
Is that true?
No.
How does it feel when you think that thought?
Horrible. Horrible.
And where does your mind travel when you think that thought? Everyone hates us because we're Americans.
Oh, it just, it travels to, like being surrounded and how bad it feels to be hated. Worry that it's justified somehow. If everybody hates us, we must really be a bad people, a bad country.
Can you see a reason to drop this thought? And I'm not asking you to drop it.
Oh yeah, I can see a reason to drop that thought.
So now give me a reason to keep it. A peaceful reason.
Is there a peaceful, you're asking me, is there a peaceful reason to keep it? No, none.
So who would you be without this thought? In your job, in your home, in your studies, in your life.
I would be peaceful.
Isn't that what you want the terrorists to do? Be peaceful. Leave us alone.
Yeah, sure.
So let's turn it around. See, someone in the world can be peaceful. It's your theory, you live it. Turn it around.
Everyone doesn't hate us because we're Americans.
Could be just as true. You know, I know people, I could say maybe there's someone who thinks they hate me, but I know they don't. It's not possible. And I know as long as they hate me, that they're experiencing pain, because that's all I can project. When I was so confused, I thought I hated, I experienced pain, so we're always the projector. Love thy neighbor as thyself. I hated me, I hated you. I love me, I love you. And it ceases to be personal. It's the projector, it's the storyteller. When it stops hating, when it understands, it stops hating, it stops fearing. And then you know, what I know is no one hates us. No one hates. People think they hate because they haven't inquired. That's all. Again, pure innocence. People who hate are uninformed. They haven't gone to school, the school of the internal. They haven't asked themselves. Let's look at the next one.
I might lose my life, my limbs, my kids, my grandkids.
So there could be a war, and you would lose all of these people. Can you absolutely know that that's true?
Well, it's true that I might.
How does it feel when you think that thought?
Well, well, it feels scary to think that I would lose everyone and myself. And
So give me a reason to keep that thought. A peaceful reason. It's your religion. Something terrible could happen. This is your religion. It's okay. I'm just asking you to give me a reason to keep it. A peaceful reason. You want peace, is it true? Something terrible could happen. There's no room for God in that because that's what we worship. Something terrible could happen.
no, there's no peaceful reason to think something terrible might happen.
So who would you be? Without that thought, who would you be?
I would be peaceful.
So turn it around.
I might not lose my life, my kids. Something terrible might not happen. Something terrible won't necessarily happen.
Something wonderful could happen, like right now. Finding your way through the maze.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The maze of confusion, and it's so simple. You know, when you stay in these 4 questions for a while, you cannot have a thought that isn't met with the questions. And it doesn't sound like, is it true? They're silent. But they come with a mate. And when the question and answer meet, that's the end of it. It's the end of seeking. And they just move as one. Just one peaceful one. Let's look at the next one. We may as well. A thought is coming. You know, could happen.
We are just at the beginning of the attack.
Can you really know that that's true?
No.
Who would you be without that story?
I would be peaceful without that.
Does that thought bring peace or stress into your life?
That's a stressful thought.
Turn it around.
We might be at the beginning of peace.
Could be just as true. Why do you want the terrorists to stop? What happens to you when they stop and the world finds peace? What do you get?
I get peace.
Yes. So I say skip the world, find peace from here. That's the long shot. You know, I'll be peaceful after the world solves its problem. Well, on your deathbed, they weren't listening. Let's look at the next one.
Wait till they start chemical warfare.
Okay.
That sounds kind of ridiculous now, you know?
Someone says, Katie, wait until they start chemical warfare. Okay, I like that. Yeah, could give me a whole lifetime to live happily. What are you experiencing?
Well, it really is amusing. There's a part of this that is amusing to me.
You know, the same thoughts that used to depress us and send us under the covers that we pull over our heads can bring laughter. The same exact thoughts. That's the power of love. It's the power of standing with these thoughts and meeting them toe to toe. Say, sweetheart, is it true? To talk to yourself, hold yourself. You know, my children could die. Sweetheart, is it true? Who would you be without that story? Feel what it feels like when you think that. And then have a little mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's better than waiting for the terrorists to show the mercy. That's why there's so many of them. They're all for you. They just keep coming till you realize that you're the terrorist to deal with.
I have to say I'm seeing that right now. I don't know how long I'll be able to hold on to it. But
Well, you have 4 questions to walk with you if it gets rough. Who knows? I know a lot of people that they get it They walk, it's done. It just keeps unraveling, 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 unraveling. The knots just flipping. Is it true? You know, all these thoughts, they're like trust, you know, they come after all these centuries, never tiring to appear within you to be met by one human being. They just keep coming because they know the possibility. Their love, their love, their love. Let's look at the next one.
It's the end of number 1, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm. I believe it. I hear you.
Uh-huh.
Let's look at number 2.
I want to blow them away.
Is that true?
No.
How does it feel when you think that thought? Hateful and not good. Turn it around. What's the opposite of I want to?
I don't want to blow them away.
Yeah. Look at the next one.
I want kill them.
You know, they could be just like you.
Yeah, I'm suspecting there.
Yeah. Confusion.
Kill them before they can kill me or my family.
You want to kill them before they can kill you and your family. Is that true?
No. It's not true.
Let's look at the next one.
I want them to go to hell.
Is that true?
No.
Turn it around.
I want them to go to heaven.
You know what heaven is for me? You investigate this nightmare. And if another one comes, look forward to it. It's a gift. Investigate that one. Until eventually you're left with a happy life. If you have no problems, what's left? A happy life. The happy dream. Who cares if it's projected? Isn't it fine? No problem, a happy world. So just work with the nightmare. And those thoughts that are so beautiful, they're gifts. And as you investigate, you come to see that they all are. I want them to go to hell. Laughter could just pour out of you. Not really popular, but... You know, people say, Katie, you're totally mad. And I say, yes, I'm totally mad with joy. I have a lot of friends. You know, it's a little weird at first, but it's nothing I have to walk through my life saying, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. You know, I just am it. And someone asks, you know, give them a little book, give them your 4 questions, you know, and watch how good that feels. Let's look at the next one.
They should understand we are just like them.
Is that true? How can they? They've never met you.
Well, I'm supposed to understand they're just like me.
Good. How many years has that taken?
I'm not telling.
Yeah. Yeah, but they should understand. Because I say so. I can't do it, but they should. Yeah, and yes, you can. Yeah, teach us that. They should understand. How is that possible? They should understand. How is that possible? How is it possible to understand chaos? How do you react when you think the thought they should understand? Do you know anyone that understands in this world? Have you met many people that understand? Who have you ever met that understood? They should understand. Is it true?
It doesn't seem to be making a lot of sense right now. That they should understand. I mean, I don't know what they should understand.
Or even that it's possible. How does it feel when you think the thought that anyone in this world should understand, and they don't?
Well, frustrating. And kind of arrogant, too.
Yeah, they should understand, like I do. Does that thought bring peace or stress into your life?
It's a stressor.
Who would you be without that thought? Without that thought, who would you be? Who or what would you be?
Well, I'd be more understanding.
Here's understanding. I understand that they don't understand. Anyone that's violent, I understand they don't understand. Again, no one would ever harm another human being if they knew another way, if they were not confused.
Mm-hmm.
You know, little children say, "Give me my toy." No. And they punch them out. These children punched a building. They're confused. Where are the parents? Where are the parents that can teach them? You're the one. You're our only hope. You're your only hope. The world is inside of you. Let's look at the next one.
We're not the enemy.
Turn it around.
We are the enemy.
Get closer.
Turn it around.
Get closer. Stop speaking for us. I
am the enemy.
You wanted them dead. You wanted to go to hell.
Yeah.
You want to destroy their whole way of thinking. They might know this. Without knowing the rest of it. It wasn't us, it was you. And it's about your own world. You're with your own children and grandchildren and husband. You just begin there. Let's look at the next one.
Blowing yourself up is not the way to go to heaven.
Can you really know that that's true?
Doesn't seem that way to me, but I don't know. I don't know how,
Interesting work, isn't it?
I'm always accusing people of being arrogant.
You know? Yeah. I turned out to be them too.
Especially that man I live with.
I love we do the work on terrorists, and we come to see how we're the terrorists in our own home. Yeah. It's a beginning. Once we realize it, we begin to change it. And it's fascinating. We realize it, and it changes. And we don't have to do anything. All we've done is realized, and our whole life changes. That's the power of self-realization. I hear people that say, smoking quit me. I'm doing the work and smoking quit me. I didn't want to quit smoking. It quit me. I didn't do it. So it's an opposite polarity. The more we realize, the kinder life becomes. Let's look at the next one.
I need them to leave us alone.
Is that true?
I'm not sure anymore.
How does it feel when you think that thought and you turn on the news?
Well, it doesn't help because there they are.
Turn it around.
It really could be that I need them to not leave us alone. It could be.
No one can take my peace. I do that. No one can hurt me. That's my job. And also, if they're coming at me, how do I know I need a terrorist? Here he comes. What are my thoughts about that now? Just let me work with that, because that's what's possible. That's what's possible. I'm not insane anymore. I just work with me. What thought would keep me from loving you? Whatever thought that is, I'll feel the stress of it. I'll put the 4 questions, because I don't want to be separate from you any longer. Not from anyone. That way, when you come to me, I can hear you. But if you're my enemy, I'm too busy trying to change you, punish you, show you where you're wrong. It doesn't feel right. Because really, as we're learning, it's all a turnaround anyway. I'm treating you like my enemy in my arrogance. Love is the example. That's what I've learned. It's so sweet watching you. Let's look at the next one.
Well, it just goes on like that. To not ever commit acts of terrorism again. Just leave us alone, go away, disappear.
Okay. You need them to disappear, is that true?
No, I mean, they're not even here right now.
I love you noticed. Oh my goodness. 3 kinds of business in all of the universe, in all of the world. Mine, yours, and God's. And God for me is reality because it rules. So if I am mentally in their business, and they are mentally in their business, there's no one here for me. There's no one to live my life. There's just this frightened emptiness. I'm over there living their life. I wonder why I'm lonely. I wonder why I'm separate. 2 of us over there, no one here for me. So next time you feel frightened or lonely, ask yourself mentally, whose business are you in? And it could bring you back to reality. Like you say, they're not even here now. There's peace on earth for you now. It's a gift. But mentally in their business, there's no peace for you. But from here, in reality, the answers come. Because there's a listener. And they'll tell you to do the dishes. And it makes sense. In other words, it tells you where to go, what to do. It's simple. Without a story, it's where thought and action move without separation as one. It's fearless, it's effortless, and it's clear. There's no decision in it. You just know. And it's selfless. Let's look at the next one.
They're bullies and fools.
Turned around.
They're not bullies and fools.
Turned around again.
I'm a bully and a fool.
Sometimes. And you feel that when you are. And you're only a bully when you're attached to a story that you haven't investigated. Investigate and watch the bully move to kindness, mercy. The next one.
They're arrogant and hateful beyond belief.
Can you really know that that's true, that those people were hateful?
No.
How do you react when you think that thought? And I'm not saying that they were not hateful. These are 4 questions. I'm just simply asking, can you really know that it's true? How does it feel when you think the thought? These people were hateful. People are hateful.
No. It makes me really sad and scared and not wanting to be living in this world.
That was my experience. Became so depressed, it was terrifying just to leave my home. And it was a beautiful day, every day. But I missed it. Does that thought bring stress or peace into your life?
Brings great stress.
Without that story, who or what would you be?
I would be peaceful.
Turned around.
They're not arrogant and hateful beyond belief. I am sometimes arrogant and hateful beyond belief.
Especially about them.
Yeah.
You don't even know them. You know, look at you and this thought system. It's murderous. So we'd have to project it onto them. Even our husband, our wives, our children. The next one.
They are inhuman.
Is that true?
No.
The next one.
That's it.
Turned around.
They are human.
There's another one. I
am inhuman.
In the moment, I see them as inhuman. Feel it. The feeling will let you know. A feeling is a gift. You don't have to know when you're in a lie. A feeling will let you know. It's a gift. It's a built-in alarm clock that says, you're asleep. Wake the baby. Wake the baby, the innocent one from the nightmare. You. Investigate. Set yourself free. The next one.
That's all I have.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Angel.
I've heard several times, and I'm really trying to understand, which is why I want to ask this question, saying several times this evening that people who could do such terror, I think I heard this, were confused.
My experience is confusion is the only suffering.
Okay. Because my question was going to be, can you really know that that's true?
No. This is my experience.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for asking the question. What I know is there's no harm in it. It feels right. And if it didn't feel right inside of me, then it wouldn't be right for me. And I have monitors like my children and my husband, and they say they see me as kind. They say they see me as kind and loving, and they say that they trust me, and my life shows me that it's true. So I go by that.
Just to follow up then, if we believe, or if it is true, that they are confused.
I can't know they're confused.
Or if we can't know, then is there some naivety on our part? And does that affect?
I can't know that they're confused. I know when I'm confused, it doesn't feel right. And if I think they are my problem, I'm confused. Because it leaves me at the mercy of something outside of me. And that's a hopeless situation. It's like, freedom's my responsibility. I found a way. It wasn't my responsibility before because I didn't know anyone that was free. I didn't know freedom was possible. No one told me. And my prayer was to die. I thought dying was the only way to escape this head. No one told me you could die and still walk around in a body. And one day, everything was clear, and in slow motion, that awakening was these questions. And it works for everyone that answers them from their heart. And it doesn't change their mind about what they were thinking before. It just makes thoughts understandable. You know, when two people really understand each other, there's a trust there, there's a bond. And that's what happens to the internal self. Mind understanding itself. And as there are no new thoughts, if I've made friends with the thoughts that appear inside my head, what could you say that I wouldn't understand? So that's the end of war. The end of war with me, the end of war with you. What are you realizing? Yes.
I just want to share. that I can't wait to spend more time with what I'm realizing is that I'm aware of the work, and as I'm sitting here listening, to be honest, when I don't like how I'm feeling, my ex-husband is around all day, and I just want him to go away, and I can't stand what he's saying, and I can't stand what he's doing, and I felt, you've been saying tonight how it doesn't feel good inside of me. And I'm realizing that I was totally unaware. I've still been blaming you for how uncomfortable I am. Like we're talking about tonight, we want the terrorists to go away so that I can feel okay. And I know we've been saying this all night, but it's like it's just starting to dawn on me that it's this very subtle piece that I'm still blaming the people in my life for my not feeling okay. And I don't like it.
Yeah, this is very good news. It means that we are not your problem, and you can begin from where you are. It's major. Major. If I think you are my problem, I'm confused.